Ah, man. All right. Week 4 recap. The Ravens took on Washington today, beat them 31-17. It was a pretty interesting game. Lamar Jackson passed for 193 yards, had 2 touchdown passes, both to Mark Andrews, and he had a 50-yard rushing touchdown, which is his career high. Fantastic by him. Defensively, Marlon Humphrey and Calais Campbell continue to show up and do what they do. Humphrey showing why that contract extension was worth it. By the way, congratulations to him. He deserves every single cent, and he showed it again this Sunday. He went out there and forced another turnover by punching the ball out. This guy is the best at doing that in the league. And I feel like he's the best cornerback in the league. But you get Tre'Davious White, you get Gilmore. I understand the guys, but I feel like Humphrey's the best corner in the game. That's just my opinion. And then Calais Campbell's going out there and batting all these balls down, showing why he is the biggest, the best part of our defensive line. He's just the best. He's the one guy, no matter what I'm seeing from our defensive line, he's the one guy that stands out and continues to make plays. I'm so glad he's with the team. And then Patrick Queen going out there and just, I think he had 12 tackles. 12! This guy is fantastic. He took a shot earlier in the game, and it looked like he was injured. He went out for a couple snaps, came back, looked fine. But, this guy, fantastic. He was totally worth that first-round pick. And Judon, he got 2 sacks today. Everybody, including myself, was talking smack about him for not doing anything the first 3 weeks and getting humiliated by Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football. He couldn't even, every time he would try to go to Mahomes would get the ball away and it'll be a big play or a touchdown or something like that. So, yeah, Judon, he came out, got 2 sacks, but, most people are going to look at that and say, well, all you really did was prove you can get sacks against pocket passers instead of mobile quarterbacks, which is true, but hey, the man got 2 sacks, give him his credit. And special team, Sam Cook, 7 for 7. This dude has never had an incompletion. He's thrown 7 passes in his career, and he is 7 for 7. Bruh, he's the only one. I think they have some weird statistic with a minimum of 5 passes, I think. In NFL history, Sam Cook is number 1 at having the best completion. I don't even know. These stats are always weird when they come up with it because it's always very specific. But hey, congratulations to him. He's the best punter in the game. And now he got that record. He's basically the best quarterback to ever exist. Basically, if you were to use that one statistic, because he's 100% from the field? Yeah, from the field, pretty much. He's the best. So, what else do I really want to say about this game? Dwayne Haskins, he looked all right. He had over 300 yards passing on this defense. He made some plays, but for the most part, they weren't able to really put up much points. If there's any positive, he himself didn't throw a pick, so that's a good thing. But other than that, the Ravens won the game we all expected them to win. I don't think a single person thought the Ravens were going to lose this game. This is a game you are expected to win. The Ravens always do a great job of beating up on opponents they're expected to win. They're always bullying the people they're way above. Yet when it gets to guys that they're supposed to be on levels with, they just don't show up. It's either they choke, don't show up, or they just humiliated. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to make of this team right now. But speaking on that, still got a lot of problems with the team. I saw a lot of issues today and things that need to be cleaned up, things that need to be fixed, and things that basically need to either change or evolve if we actually want to be a legit contender and make a deep playoff run. So I'm going to switch from talking about the game to talking about what I saw that needs improvement. All right, offensively, let's start with Lamar. For the most part, Lamar didn't have a bad game, but this guy, he's missing these deep passes. I don't know what. He has not looked since week 1. In week 1, he was fine with the deep passes, but then last week against Kansas City and this week again with the deep passes, he has not been great at it. I think he's 1 for 9 on deep passes this season. Dude, he had great protection on this one play early in the first half. Hollywood Brown gets behind the defense. Lamar has enough time to get that ball out to him, and he overthrows him. He overthrew Hollywood Brown. How do you do that? With the speed this guy has and the protection and time he had, how did he overthrow him? He just put too much. he put too much arm strength on it. He should have. There was no touch on that pass. Basically, he should have floated that ball. You have to give your receiver time to catch up to the ball, and Lamar did not give his receiver time to do that. So that one was a poor throw by him. Again, he showed off his arm strength, but it was a poor throw by him because there was no touch on that pass. And then he overthrew Boykin on the next play, and that was pretty much the end of the drive. So there were just times where Lamar throwing the ball down the field didn't look right, but he got it together, and he made some great throws to Mark Andrews for both touchdowns. The second touchdown was nice, but that first touchdown, he rolls to his left, and he kind of pulls like a Mahomes-like move. He rolls to his left and then throws on the run towards the outside the numbers, towards the sidelines, and he just puts it right on the money. Beautiful touchdown to Mark Andrews. So he made up for that, but Lamar's got to continue to work on those deep balls because, like, that's definitely a concern moving forward. Next, Greg Roman's play calling. I keep saying it. I do not believe this is the guy that's going to help this offense really take it to a next level. I'm looking at what he's calling out there, and I'm sitting here watching the game. I've said this 100 times. There is not a better coordinator when it comes to creating creative run game. Like, he's got all these run plays. If you probably look at our playbook, we probably got like 300 different run plays or something like that. Just so many creative runs that this guy comes up with. Yet in the passing game, it's so generic. It is just so bland and generic. And I'm getting so sick and tired of this play calling. I mean, occasionally he'll call some sort of creative play in the passing game, but for the most part, it's either we're just looking for Mark Andrews or Hollywood Brown, or if we get desperate, hey, it's 3rd and long, 5 wide. Let's just see who gets open. There's no creativity in the passing game. It's really bad. I do not believe this is the guy that's going to help us because at the end of the day, no matter what, this run game, as long as Lamar Jackson is our quarterback, this run game is going to be fine. It is going to be fine no matter what offensive coordinator you put there. But the passing game, in the playoffs, you're going to need to throw the football. You're going to need to throw the football, and you're going to need to make plays downfield. And right now, with the way he's calling these plays, it's just not going to work. Everywhere this guy's been, at some point, he just reaches an end. And the team's like, yeah, we cannot move with this coordinator moving forward because this guy doesn't know how to come up with any creative pass plays. It's all run. And I understand we're a running team. We're a run-first team. That's what we do. But you got to be creative in the passing game, man. And there's no creativity in this passing game. Again, I don't really control whether or not the guy is going to be here much longer. I just feel like there needs to be a change. It was the same thing we did during our Super Bowl run back in 2012, where we just fired Cam Cameron because it wasn't working and we switched to a new offensive coordinator. It's just you got to make those changes. If this is the same type of offense we're going to continue to see from week to week, bro, we're not winning anything in the playoffs. Like, this offense, yeah, you're going to beat Washington with the offense we showed today. But this is not an offense that's going to beat an elite team. I can tell you right now, I'm looking at the way this offense plays. If you would have tried that against Buffalo's defense, you want to play like this against Buffalo's defense and you think you can win. No, I don't like what I'm seeing with the play calling. I'm not liking what I'm seeing with the execution, with the plays downfield, but that's something Lamar can work on. The play calling, I don't think can change because Greg Roman is what he is what he is, man. He's not going to change. He's not going to become a creative passing play caller. It's not going to happen. So I don't know what to do with that. Thirdly, about this offense. I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I think it's time to do something with Miles Boykin. This guy, before the half, caused an interception that shouldn't have been an interception. If he would have at least turned around and made a play for the ball, it wouldn't have been picked off. But I don't know. I don't know what he was doing on that route. But that shouldn't have been a pick. It should not have been a pick. And it's because Boykin, he didn't make a play for the ball. He didn't make a play for the ball. It gets picked off before halftime. It's like, what are you going to do? It just seems to get worse and worse. And at some point, we got to realize that Miles Boykin, he's just not the guy we want him to be, and he just doesn't work for this offense. Half the time, he's not even getting looked at. And the other half of the time he's getting looked at, He's not coming up with anything. Either it's an incompletion, he drops the pass, or like today, some sort of turnover or some bad play happens. Boykin is not who we want him to be. It's not going to happen. We have to accept that and we have to be able to move on. So this is just what it is. What the Ravens need to do, you've got a guy in Devin Duvernay that's he's shown potential and he's made plays. Put him as the starter over Boykin. He's got speed. You put Duvernay and you put Hollywood on the same field together, we're going to come up with some plays. Not only that, but Duvernay is great in the short passing game. Another thing Greg Roman has not shown us to be able to do. Like, for God's sakes, why can't we run screens? Where are the screens? Look, we're not being creative on offense. Where are the screens? Why aren't we coming up with anything creative? Do you know in this game, there was a play, the ball snapped, Lamar faked the pass and gave the draw to, I believe, Gus Edwards. That is an example of a creative run play. Greg Roman has that like that. But why can't he do the same for the passing game? Why can't you set up a screen like that? Fake the pass on the right, hit a screen from the left. You can come up with something creative, but he can't. Because the guy does not know how to come up with creative play, like no creative pass plays. It's all creative run plays. And at some point, you can run the ball all you want. And we're a great running team. But at some point, you're going to have to throw the football. And if you can't come up with anything creative and the defense already knows where Lamar's going to go with the football, what are you going to do? So yeah, bench this man Boykin, start Duvernay, have him on the field with Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews, and let's just see how this goes. I would also personally like to see you get James Prochet involved in the offense, but you know what? It is what it is. You take your time with that. Put Devin Duvernay, because he's made plays. We saw what he did last week against Kansas City. If he would have gotten some more looks in that game, I'm not saying it would have really changed the result, but he could have made a play. And again, today, you didn't put him inside that much. He really would have made a big impact. You gave him a few snaps, but you have to give him more. Boykin is not doing anything. Every time you're putting him out on the field, half the time he's not getting looked at, and the other half the time he's not making a big play. I think he's made maybe 1 or 2 big plays in his entire career, going all the way back to last year. Something needs to change. You have to bench this guy, put in Duvernay, and see what he can do in the offense. Last but not least, we got to figure this offensive line out, and we got to figure out this run game. Because, again, it's not like we're always going to be great at running the football, but when we're trying to figure out this whole carries thing, it's not working. And I'm seeing a lot of people say, like, there needs to be more carries for J.K. Dobbins, and I absolutely agree with that. I feel like, if you ask me personally, I think Gus Edwards does the most damage and he's the most effective, so he's got to be the main guy getting the carries. Then the second most carries would go to J.K. Dobbins, in my opinion, because he just brings that speed. And then last but not least, you can have Mark Ingram take those running carries for least. Because again, Mark Ingram can also be utilized in the pass game, and he's done well with that. So if you want to put him out there as a guy when it comes to the pass plays, you can do that. You can do that. Same for J.K. Dobbins, but I just feel like Mark Ingram's got such a connection with Lamar Jackson that we've seen what he's able to do in the pass game. He's got hands. So if you want to leave him to be the guy to do that mostly, I'm fine with. But you got to give a lot more carries to Gus, because Gus is just tearing it up, and we're not utilizing him enough. And J.K. Dobbins, when he's on the field, he's making plays. Maybe if you want to say, hey, still a rookie, we don't want to put him out yet. If that's the way the Ravens want to go, fine. You can put Mark Ingram and have him take that second role, but Gus has to be our main back. I just feel like he's got to get the most amount of carries moving forward. And then the offensive line is still something we got to fix. I mean, we were already missing Ronnie in this game, but like we're still trying to figure out how this offensive line is going to work. There's still things they got to fix, but other than that, it is what it is. Moving on to defense, this shouldn't really take long. We need a pass rusher. Like we seriously need a pass rusher. This is not funny. This is serious. We need a pass rusher because, like, I'm tired of seeing this team blitz. We blitz on like 60% of our plays. And the reason we blitz on 60% of our snaps is because we can't generate pressure without blitzing. And what happens when you blitz too much? People get open, which leads to the biggest problem all of us are having with this defense right now. They do not know how to defend the screen. How many times are you going to continue to get beat by the screen? Dwayne Haskins made a living with the short passing game. How many screens did this guy throw that ended up being effective? I believe their running back had over 100 yards receiving because of that. They were killing us with the screen game. They were killing us with the short passing game. And why are they killing us with that? Because we're too busy blitzing to have anyone else back who can make the tackle. We've got to get a pass rusher. Whether we could find somebody to sign, which I don't know if it's likely to do, or you got to trade for one, do whatever you can to get a legit pass rusher here. We need a legit pass rusher. Because if we continue to blitz, you're going to get more and more quarterbacks that are elite that just know how to get the ball in their hands quick. They're going to be killing our defense because we're going to continue to give up big yards. We cannot defend the screen. And the biggest reason for that is we're too busy blitzing to have anyone back there to cover and make the tackle. We've got to get a pass rusher, man. We've got to get a pass rusher. That's all I really got to deal with. There's nothing else to talk about this defense. I mean, sure, Wink Martindale could be more creative on the defensive side, but when he tries to be more creative, guess what? We don't have pressure. So when he tries to back everyone up and get more creative, the only way you're getting that dude down is with the cover sack. And it's not like everybody has time to just hold on to all the wide receivers and be able to last that long. Eventually, somebody's going to get open. And if you got a good enough quarterback, he's going to find them. So Wink is getting forced to blitz. And I'm not going to act like he is not at fault for all these blitzing plays because that's the main thing he loves to do. And he himself needs to tone it down and get more creative. But I can understand why he has to bring this much pressure because we do not have a legitimate pass rusher that can take over. Like I said, Matthew Judon is just another guy. He's just another player. He's solid, but he's not special. He's not going to be that special dude. He's not going to turn into that special dude that's just going to go out and get you a sack or two. He's not going to turn into that. We had a guy in Zadarius Smith that was that special guy, and we were not able to retain him, and that's why he's killing it in Green Bay. I'll continue to bring it up because I miss my man Zadarius. But, we got to get a legitimate pass rusher. It's that serious. That is really going to determine how well this defense is going to do against elite quarterbacks, and especially against mobile quarterbacks, because it's just not going to work, man. I'm telling you, if we would have faced off with Seattle this year and tried this blitzing nonsense on Russell Wilson with the weapons he's got right now, with the way DK Metcalf is playing and Tyler Lockett doing this thing, bro, we can't do it. We can't do it, man. We can't do it because Russell Wilson was just dumping off the DK. And if you saw what DK did today, he's going to be knocking dudes down. It ain't going to look pretty for our defense, man. And again, if we face off against Mahomes again and we're doing this, the same thing going to happen. And it ain't even just about Wilson, and it ain't even just about Mahomes. If you're doing this with the way Josh Allen's playing, if you do this to him, with the way he's got these weapons out there, it's not going to work, bro. It's not going to work. If Josh Allen continues to play the way he's playing now, and he plays like that against our defense, and he has time to get the ball out of his hands quick, it's not going to look pretty. And I can give you an even better example. New England with Cam. By the way, hopefully Cam gets a speedy recovery. Praise out to him, man. I don't know how that situation's going. Best of luck to him. Hopefully he does make a speedy recovery. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, out there in New England with Cam, with the way New England has been utilizing Cam and with the way Cam has been able to get the ball out of his hands quick, especially to Julian Edelman, you think we're going to be able to beat that Patriots offense with our defense if we're too busy blitzing? With a guy like Cam that can take off, he still can take off and he can still move. He's going to find a man and it ain't going to look pretty. We continue to get beat by screens. You had Dwayne Haskins put up over 300 yards passing on this team, and a good chunk of that, probably half of it, was because of the short passes and the screens. We cannot defend that because we have to constantly blitz since we don't have a legitimate pass rusher. That needs to be fixed. Other than that, special teams was fantastic. It's always been fantastic. That's the one thing you always got to give credit to John Harbaugh. Our special teams weren't great until this man came, and our special teams, well, I mean, it was great for in the beginning, but then like the early 2000s, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Man, I don't know. That's a whole thing. Who do you put? Jermaine Lewis or Jacoby Jones is the best return. I'm going off topic. That's for another day. But yeah, our special teams, especially those last couple years, weren't exactly great. And John Harbaugh came here and he fixed up the special teams, and we are the best special teams unit in the entire league. And that's because of him. And once again, they executed again. They executed on the fake punt. Sam Cook got it to Miles Boykin, one of the two plays he probably made today and got the first down. We're great at that. So our special team's always elite. And of course Tucker hits his field goal because Justin Tucker is the best kicker in the league. That's not a competition. Don't give me anyone else. I don't care who you bring up. Justin Tucker's been the best. He's been the best for like the last 5-6 years. There's no competition, man. So yeah. Special teams has always been great. I have no concerns about the special teams. We're still working that kick returning game, which they'll probably put Devin Duvernay there more. But they're also trying to get James Prochet involved more and see if they can get him some good looks. And he's been relatively solid, but he hasn't broken one back yet, which is difficult to do. I mean, it's not easy. No one else has got a kick return since. Devin Duvernay is the only one in the league that actually returned a kick for a touchdown. So we'll see how that goes. Special teams always been great, so I'm not worried about that. It's just this offense and this defense, man. It's not where it needs to be. If they want to make a deep playoff run and beat some of these top teams you're seeing in the AFC right now, it's not going to work. You're not going to beat the Patriots playing the way we're playing right now on offense and defense. You're not going to beat the Chiefs playing the way we're playing right now on offense and defense. Heck, you're probably not going to beat the Bills. The way the Bills are playing right now, with this offense and this defense, you cannot make those type of mistakes. You cannot play like this. It's not going to work. But like I said, it's only week 4. We've still got a lot of work to do. There's still much to learn. We'll just see how it goes. If the team can make the improvements and evolve and figure the situation out with Greg Roman, I'm giving him till like week 9 or 10. Week 9 or 10, if this passing game has not evolved, I think the team has to wake up and realize this guy is not going to be the guy that's going to help us go on a deep playoff run. I believe that now, but again, I always give guys opportunity. We'll see. He's done a fantastic job with Lamar Jackson, so I mean, like, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. And you don't want to get a new coach now, especially because already has his chemistry with Roman. So Roman's going to have to prove himself. He's going to have to find this level of creativity somewhere. Somebody got to go talk to this dude and teach him how to create creative pass plays in their offense because we're going to need it, man. But yeah, to recap for the most part, in terms of what we need to do moving forward, it was a great game. Obviously, we expected to win, and obviously we executed that way. But in terms of moving forward, Lamar has to be better with the deep balls. Our offensive line needs to get it together. Boykin needs to be benched and put in Devin Duvernay. Greg Roman needs to step his game up or his job is going to be on the line. Gus Edwards needs to get more carries, and we got to find a legitimate pass rusher so we can stop blitzing so much. Because it's really getting bad, guys. This is supposed to be a great defense, and it looks like the most overrated defense in the league because they can't stop a screen. A freaking screen! But yeah, that's all I got. I did not think I'd be talking about this for long, but this was more about airing out the issues I see than actually talking about the game. I probably talked about the game for like 3 minutes and then went on like a 15-plus minute tangent. I don't know how long the video is. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm going to go watch my Miami Heat play Game 3 tonight. I'll probably get defeated. And I'm going to be pissed off at my sister because she's a Lakers fan. But it is what it is. That's all I got, and I'm out of here. Peace.